Welcome to this webinar, which is the latest in a series of webinars from URM, where we're looking at all aspects of conducting internal ISO 27001 audits. This webinar follows on from the previous 27001 auditing webinar, which was planning your ISO 27001 audit program. Today we'll be focusing more on the preparation and the delivery of the actual audits, hopefully for providing valuable insights and getting that balance between theory and practical real-world guidance. So in terms of today's agenda, the webinar will be split into two main parts, preparing and conducting. So in terms of the bullets you see in front of you, the first three bullets we're going to be focusing on the preparatory part. So we're going to be looking at aspects such as determining the skills and competencies of the auditor, followed by gaining management commitment, defining scope, objectives and criteria. And then we're going to focus on the actual conducting of audits. So we'll be focusing on carrying out the opening meetings, collecting evidence, and looking at some of the interview techniques. And finally, we'll be looking at engaging with the auditee. As ever, there will be an opportunity to ask questions. All you need to do is submit your questions using the question pane, and Wayne will attempt to answer as many as he can at the end of the webinar. By way of introduction, my name's Martin Jones. I'm one of the directors at URM Consulting Services, or URM as we're often referred to, and I'm joined by Wayne Armstrong, a senior consultant at URM and one of the UK's most experienced and skilled ISO 27001 practitioners. Before I hand over to Wayne, who'll provide more information on his background, let me just talk briefly about URM's credentials. Founded in 2005, URM specialises in the delivery of consultancy and training services in the areas of information security, business continuity and risk management. One of our particular areas of expertise is assisting organisations to comply or certify with ISO 27001. And we've now helped over 300 organisations, large and small, and from all market sectors, gain and maintain that certification to ISO 27001, and in the process to continue to improve their information security management systems. Anybody familiar with continuous improvement model will know what central role auditing plays in this, and URM has been involved in assisting organisations develop audit programs, training auditors, and acting as internal auditors on literally hundreds of audits. All of our consultants have previously held in-house roles, so are aware of the challenges and concerns that auditees have, having been there themselves. Hopefully, it's this practical experience and these collective insights which we hope to share with you today. So without further ado, let me pass over to Wayne.
Okay, thanks, Martin. Hi, everyone. My name's Wayne Armstrong. As Martin said, I'm one of the senior consultants at URM. I've been with URM for coming up to 10 years now, but I've got quite a wide-ranging background in terms of information security and IT and that side of things, IT security, etc. And I figured it'd be a good idea to just give you a little bit of insight into sort of my background before I start talking to you about internal auditing, just to sort of give you a bit of confidence that what I'm telling you is based upon experience and knowledge, etc. So like I say, I've been with URM for 10 years, but I've been involved in information security since 2001. When I joined KPMG to perform assessments against what was the international standard for information security management at that time, which is actually a British standard, BS 7799, which became ISO 27001. So I've conducted a number of those assessments, but I've not always been a consultant. I've worked on both sides of the fence as well. So I've been a head of information security for a couple of organisations, both of which were certified to ISO 27001, and I manage their management systems, etc. So hopefully that gives me a bit of credibility in terms of talking to you about this subject today. One of the things to probably mention, or just to reiterate in terms of what Martin said about URM, is that kind of experience is fairly typical for URM consultants. People that have worked in industry, worked on both sides of the fence, as it were, have been consultants, and they've been information security managers, etc. So we've got a lot of collective experience and background in the subject. So there's lots of things that we would be able to help you with if you need any assistance with any of this stuff moving forwards. So in terms of getting into what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, so we're going to be starting on this of the preparatory side of auditing, and I think, Wayne, I'm not sure if you agree, but probably one of the most, arguably the most important aspects, and that's the selection of auditors.
Yeah, so obviously it depends on what type of organisation